A year ago, I stood before you at the Empress Hotel and said, our AGM conference is special because it gives us an opportunity to come together and reflect our successes, our challenges, and our goals for the future. We know there are many challenges that lie ahead. Little did I know the extent of the challenges we would face in 2020, or how our goals and priorities would change overnight. Charles Dickens opens his novel, A Tale of Two Cities, with these famous words: "It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom, it was the age of foolishness. It was the season of light, it was the season of darkness. It was a spring of hope, it was the winter of despair." Although 2020 is a few hundred years past the French Revolution and is 1 year since our last AGM, would you not agree that it was the best of times, it was the worst of times, perfectly describes the wild ride of 2020. Hi, my name is Kelly Scott. For those of you that don't know me, I am the proud leader of the BC Road Builders and Heavy Construction Association, an essential service. I'd like to begin by recognizing that our office is located on the unceded ancestral territory of the Coast Salish Nation. We thank them for the use of their land. I don't believe anyone can argue that this pandemic has been one of the biggest tests in our history, or that C-19 fits into the worst of times category. Unfortunately, it's not over yet. With winter upon us, we need to double down on our vigilance and take care of our families and our communities. Complacency is not an option, which won't be an issue for us. As road builders, we are used to addressing challenges head on. This year, we've had some extraordinary opportunities to showcase our leadership skills, our creativity, and our non-negotiable commitment to worker safety. During the early stages of the pandemic, there was fear the government was going to shut the economy down. We told everyone that would listen to us that road builders had adapted and that road builders were ready, willing, and able to safely work in all four corners of the province. I believe that your quick adaptation of COVID protocols and our consistent ready, willing, and able to work message is one of the things that convinced Dr. Henry and the government to designate road builders an essential service. 2020 was the first time that contractors, owners, and other associations put our individual differences aside and came together as one, which proves Aristotle's point, the wisdom of many is far greater than the wisdom of a single individual or expert. In the best of times category, our collaboration allowed road builders to share and communicate best practices so that all Canadians could benefit from everything we learned. It is my pleasure to welcome you to our 2020 virtual year in review. We realize that replacing our Victoria and fall conferences with virtual isn't what we would choose to do, but perhaps our hangovers would make a different choice. We recognize our todays and our tomorrows will include our online world. I acknowledge and thank our members and sponsors. Your support has allowed us to meet online today with a professional quality production. We are most grateful for your confidence and backing. Today, I share my thoughts on collaboration, community, and dealing with change. These three components have pushed our industry to be better, inspired us to continue to move forward, and encouraged us to work with each other to build a bright and sustainable future. Our industry is lucky to have many great leaders who work tirelessly to ensure a safe and reliable transportation network and projects in our province. We will get through this. Especially in challenging times, it is important to work in partnership with each other, with other stakeholders and interested parties. Road builders have always enjoyed a good working relationship with our government partners. 2020 was no exception. We met with representatives from all levels of government, including Premier Horgan, Minister Trevena, and other Ministry of Transportation personnel. I am pleased and proud to report that we have strengthened our working relationship with the Ministry of Transportation and the Government of BC. Investing in these relationships has served us well in the past, and I am confident will continue to pay off in our future. During the early days of C19, while we are still trying to figure things out, members of our industry met online twice a week to share best practices, insights, and solutions. These meetings continue to this day. I mentioned earlier that dealing with this pandemic has inspired some highly creative solutions. Throughout our work, we have had one main priority, and that is the health and safety of our workers. We have shared best practices to run our job sites. We continue to work together as a community to ensure the health and safety of all. When it comes to infrastructure issues, COVID has reminded us that the 4 Western provinces are stronger together when we have one collective voice. You may or may not recall that we left Western Canada Road Builders Association a few years ago. This stronger together and our one voice belief is the reason your board decided now was the time to rejoin the Western Canada Road Builders. Federally, our voice in Ottawa is the Canadian Construction Association. We have been blessed with a very special working relationship with the CCA. Our goals are aligned. Together, both organizations have been highly active in promoting investment in infrastructure. Our efforts have created a strong cooperative framework which to build upon. Did you know that Dee Miller, Frank Rizzardo, and Joe Roble, 3 of the past 10 CCA chairs, have all come from the ranks of our members? Our voices are being heard in Ottawa. Your committees have been active and effective throughout the year. I take this opportunity to thank the committee members and the companies they work for. You bring invaluable insights into our industry, and your knowledge adds to the value statement for our stakeholders. Our current committees are maintenance, grading or construction, bridge, paving, municipal, major projects, and of course, service and supply. You will hear from the chairs today as they present an overview of their activities, ongoing challenges, and goals. The Greek philosophers once said that change is the only constant in life. When I attended business school, our school mascot was a dinosaur, and our school motto was apte perunt, which is Latin for adapt or perish. This tells me that change is neither a destination nor an end game. Given what's been going on, I would go so far to say that dealing with change is a necessary survival skill. A skill that isn't new to us. Change has, for the most part, been a gradual progression. 2020 forced daily changes. Our skill set for survival, adapt or perish, is being tested minute by minute. Going forward, adapting to change with a greater speed than in years past will remain one of our top priorities. As instructed by Dr. Bonnie Henry, we canceled all in-person committee and stakeholder meetings and replaced them with virtual meetings. Over the last 10 months, we were catapulted into new technology. We adapted to virtual as part of our daily lives. We're now using hardware and software that gamers have been using for years. That sector of our population, our youth, has been wondering when we would catch up with online efficiencies. Well, wonder no more. As with anything, practice increases proficiency, which increases productivity, upgrades our skill sets, and increases the tools and resources we need to move comfortably and confidently into 2021. Recognizing that many of our workers will be isolated, we ramped up our meeting capabilities and enhanced our virtual training opportunities. We continue to update the public health component of the Road Builders website with the latest information, so please check back often. BC now has an NDP majority government. On the horizon, among other things, we see changes in the Labor Code and WorkSafe BC. Tim McEwen, Senior Vice President of ICBA, is speaking later today. Tim will be highlighting areas you need to pay attention to. Last, but certainly not least, a shout out to the BC Construction Safety Alliance. They have led the charge for ensuring the construction industry remains on the cutting edge for COVID protocols. Given everything that we've had to deal with, I believe it's important to take some time to celebrate some of the great things we accomplished in 2020. For example, 2020 was the first year of the maintenance industry renewals. This commitment has given our industry the stability and, I dare say, the confidence to invest in the future. We have started to harness the power of technology to communicate, collaborate, and to network. Going forward, we will be offering additional educational courses online. I encourage you to go to the training tab on our website. Check back often. Now is the time to invest in our people. We operate in all four corners of the province. Supporting our communities is in our DNA. Our maintenance members wanted to do something special to recognize our frontline healthcare workers and thank them for the amazing job they were doing in these uncertain times. Their tribute morphed into the Amber Light Parade. It involved road builders, Ministry of Transportation staff, and representatives from the RCMP. In total, over 1,200 vehicles and 3 helicopters participated in 30 communities throughout BC to thank our hardworking healthcare workers. Let's watch a short video of their efforts.
My name's Dave Duncan. I'm the general manager with Yellowhead Road and Bridge Nicola here in Merritt. We're in downtown Merritt at the skate park parking lot, and we're here today to show our appreciation and do an Amber Lights tribute for all of the essential first-line healthcare workers that are working so hard 24/7 to keep us safe during these very challenging times.
To conclude, 2020 was a hell of a year. We started the year in Maui in February, and within a month we were locked down. Now the second, maybe even the third wave is upon us, which impacts our industry, our labor force, as well as every sector of the Canadian economy. I suspect 2021 will be just as challenging. Yet despite this, our industry has continued to drive the BC economy forward. We've had major successes in 2020, and we've identified new challenges that must be addressed in the future. Whether the best of times or the worst of times, we've reaffirmed our commitment to keep our road networks and project sites safe, no matter what the weather gods, COVID, or other circumstances in the external environment throw at us. We've taken some time to reflect upon and to celebrate how far we've come. We continue to be grateful and to acknowledge the people that have helped us on our journey. We keep British Columbians and the BC economy moving. We adapt. We are idea generators and change makers. We are an essential service. We operate in all four corners of our province, and we speak with one voice. We work hard, we play hard, and we party hard. We are the BC Road Builders and Heavy Construction Association.